What's going on, Kingdom Team? It's Wade here with you once again for a holiday-sized Disneyland Resort update. That's right, a mega update for you from morning to night. We are covering Disneyland Resort today and all of the magic the holidays can provide. And by the way, if you're looking for more magic in your life, might I suggest clicking that subscribe button, making sure that the notifications are on. We have new content for you every Tuesday and Thursday, and then of course our big live show on Saturday. You don't want to miss it. We connect you to more of what makes you happy from coast to coast. But starting out today on the Pixar Pal side of the parking structure, the new addition to the Mickey and Friends parking structure, it is such a treat to have so much more room at the Anaheim Resort when it comes to parking. And look what the pedestrian bridge has now done. They added this bridge here back in September. Not only the bridge allows for easier access into downtown Disney if you want to walk instead of taking the tram, but the parking garage itself has virtually eliminated traffic from the downtown Disney Magic Way side of the streets. It's kind of remarkable and should have been done 10 years ago. Really nice to have that all taking place. Now we head on into downtown Disney District, where we learn that Jamba Juice is just becoming Jamba. Yeah, they're dropping that juice, and they're reopening for a remodeled store in 2020. You can look forward to that. And something downtown Disney in Anaheim is doing this year is the Neon Tree Initiative all throughout downtown Disney. Now, during the day, it does kind of look strange. I don't doubt that for a second. I mean, look at it here, and it feels weird. But at night, beautiful glowing trees all throughout downtown Disney. And we did cover this on a recent live broadcast as well, where we talked at length about the new neon trees, something new every season in downtown Disney. We continue on our journey in downtown, where we're at World of Disney. That's right, the World of Disney store, the largest Disney shopping experience on the West Coast. And inside here, you can see they are decked out for the holidays. That's right, Christmas magic all throughout the store. A whole bunch of beautiful merchandise items to choose from. I particularly liked this ornament here with our Santa Mickey looking at us from above. And if you are interested in any of the other options they have, the gingerbread mouse ear bands are pretty popular this time of year. Don't forget the ugly sweaters, too. There's quite a few of those, but this really is indeed the happiest holiday on Earth. That is the theme this year for all of the merchandise sets within the beautifully decorated World of Disney store. You know, when this location reopened after its lengthy refurbishment and lost its whimsical touches, there was some fear initially what the seasons were going to look like around here. But I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised every time a new season rolls around. The store shines with a beautiful overlay or something really fantastic to showcase whatever the season might be with all the new merchandise. I mean, even look at this adorable toy train set running in the middle of the store. These added little touches, they're extra special this time of year. We head on over to Disneyland Park. The original Magic Kingdom is shining bright as it should this time of year, ready for all of those major, significant, over-the-top holiday crowds that will no doubt be descending upon her gates here very soon, and it'll be wall-to-wall individuals that are just clamoring for a taste of the Disney magic. This is the time of year where we often see park restrictions by way of saying, yeah, no more, you might need to go over to California Adventure and wait for Disneyland to reopen. That does happen, especially that Christmas weekend and New Year's week in particular. On this day that I was visiting, got to see something rare, the fire engine. Yeah, the Main Street fire engine outside of the firehouse. It wasn't running. They had it parked for pictures, which such a rare photo op, I gotta say. Really cool to have this. There was some filming going on, so it was a rare opportunity for all of us to get to enjoy something special. As we head on down the pristinely appointed Main Street USA, you'll see that the Project Stardust that allows Disneyland Resort to sort of widen the walkways, get rid of planters, and just things that may have been in the way for years to make more room for everybody, well, it's well underway. It has done a lot of great things across the resort to enhance the flow for all guests. And now you see this big old pad of grass. Well, this is for the new Tomorrowland entrance. They removed the rock work, and they just released some new concept art of what the new entrance is going to look like. You see it there. It's controversial, to say the least, has a lot of mixed reviews. We discussed it on our latest Kingdom Report Live, where we all had different opinions as to what that is really going to look like in person and how it might frame up Tomorrowland moving forward. Sleeping Beauty Castle this time of year during the daytime looks kind of like a painted cow, but the snow does look a lot better than it has in past years, that's for sure. And especially since the castle has gone under such a lengthy refurbishment and sort of a repainting, the snow looks better than ever. You take a look at Frontierland. My last time through here, the decorations were not up yet, but they are now. You take a look at the garland and all of your stores and your facade fronts within Frontierland. Everything has the holiday treatment. They've all got their Christmas specials that have been thrown on each of the pillars and all of the gutter areas. And even our friends at Rancho del Zocalo are getting into the action with the Christmas cheer. I also did a review recently on Rancho del Zocalo, a dining review that you definitely want to check out. Had some thoughts on their enchiladas and their asada steak in particular. You can find that elsewhere on the channel if you want to take a gander. The other thing I wanted to point out is the Golden Horseshoe recently started, filling their stage again after a round of entertainment cuts removed what used to be kind of a variety show at the Golden Horseshoe stage. Now we have dueling pianos. Yeah, that just began. Haven't heard any reviews yet in terms of if it's a plus or a minus by comparison of what used to be there, but it sure beats the roaming magician. Not that there was anything wrong with the guy, but come on, one magician. And then we move on over to Adventureland, where we see that Tarzan's Treehouse is back up and running after a short refurbishment, an emergency refurbishment to be exact, after one of those slats in the drawbridge broke after somebody jumped up and down on that sucker. But it is back up and operational and as safe as ever. Further into Adventureland, we take a look around. Not a whole lot in terms of Christmas, except here, right on top of our friends at the Jungle Cruise. Yep, no Jingle Cruise this year on the West Coast. Sounds like only out there in Walt Disney World, but they do have their tree, their tropical tree, up aboard the Jungle Cruise second story. We head on back out to the hub area here in Disneyland, taking a look around at just the beautifully appointed poinsettias and on out to the Matterhorn that recently reopened after its lengthy emergency refurbishment after a chunk of rockwork fell. Now both sides are operational again, so the wait time should be decreased pretty substantially at this point. Ducked on into Candy Palace on Main Street, where I got to see all of these delectable desserts. Look at these suckers. I mean, this is the real holiday cheer. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love me some music and some entertainment, but when you can taste the magic, that makes it even more real to me, especially this time of year. One of the other things that I really appreciate about Main Street this time of year are all the window displays. This is something that gets often overlooked by people who are just racing to get to Space Mountain or Indiana Jones or Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They bypass all of this, and very few folks stop to take a look at the stories that are told in each of these windows. It's something I highly recommend because you never know what you might find. In taking a look at this window, you might just find your name on the nice list. Yeah, is your name on there? Anybody end up being on the list? I'm sure it's going to get checked twice, so got to be careful. Don't want to end up on that naughty list, but look, you get a sneak peek at the nice list in a window on Main Street, USA. So, I mean, there's a benefit to stopping looking at these things, that's for sure. We're going to head on out of Disneyland and on over to Disney California Adventure Park, where the Festival of Holidays is underway. But first things first, we're going to stop on off on Buena Vista Street. This time of year, the Buena Vista Street area, just like Main Street USA, sparkles with that old town charm. There's just something so special about both of these main entry corridors this time of year, and I spend a lot of time, I find, on Main Street USA and Buena Vista Street during the holiday season. I mean, just look at it. It's so homey, it's so comfy. So as we move along into the Grizzly River Run and the Peak area, you'll see the one attraction that this time of year will start to slow down a little bit in terms of people wanting to get on it because those temperatures are dropping. Nobody wants to get wet. But the other great thing right across from Grizzly River Run this year is the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail and Santa's Holiday Visit. Yeah, this whole area gets completely rethemed to just a holly jolly place where you can take your kids and have some Santa-type fun. There's all these really cool emblems and logos everywhere made out of wood or faux wood, but definitely a nice touch to what might otherwise just be, another large-scale playground is really what this place is the rest of the year. But they use every square inch of the resort during this time of year, and for good reason, and that's because you can also meet Santa back here, right? Not only is the resort packed wall to wall with people all over the place looking for some Christmas magic, but when you use areas like this, you spread those crowds out, and meeting Santa in this environment is really cool. I mean, look at that line already just to meet Santa Claus back in this unique foresty habitat. One of the great things I love about the Festival of Holidays is how inclusive it is of different cultures and nations around the world. You'll notice that a lot of cultural Mickeys there, and ornamenting that tree is something that is unique and sort of detail-oriented when it comes to what Disney is looking to do during the season. And of course, the giant centerpiece before you arrive to the Pixar Pier and Paradise Gardens Park area is surrounded by these little drumming soldiers. You can't beat these adorable photo ops, and they go all the way around that circle. And you'll notice the decorations are everywhere, including in the World of Color Amphitheater, giant stage for the Festival of Holidays just in front of Paradise Gardens Bay. And then if you cross on over to the Pacific Wharf area, there's another stage back there where mostly all the restaurants are. But as I walked on over, I started noticing more and more decorations going up this time of year, especially for these sort of eatery type areas that, it's nice that they get into the spirit too. They don't have to, but they do. Lucky Fortune Cookery, yeah, they've got some pretty unique ornaments, if I should say so myself. Look at all those fortune cookies. Look at those. That's such a cool, unique detail that if you don't look up, you're going to walk right by and not even notice. Speaking of noticing the decorations, we move on into Cars Land, and over at Fillmore's Taste In, he has his own unique spin on the decorations. In fact, every specific neighborhood within Cars Land, each character that has something represented by them, has a different style of decorating for Christmas, a different look, just as you would in any normal neighborhood, right? So you take a look on down the long stretch leading up to Radiator Springs Racers down at the end, and you recognize the white-walled tire wreaths hung by the Cars with Care. And then, of course, the snow tire tree here just in front of Mater's Jingle Jamboree this time of year. He likes to switch up his title, too. And then, of course, Sarge has the most patriotic tree out of the entire bunch. I salute that tree out of pure respect. And then we head on over to the Cozy Cone Motel, where you can meet your favorite holiday cars and take a look at the cone trees. Yep. At night, obviously, everything comes alive with lights and neon, and this place in particular at night, quite orange in the evening, especially with all of those cone trees. And then, outside of the Curios store, you'll see this Route 66 tree, which, by the way, we posted on our Facebook page recently, the Kingdom Report on Facebook. If you head on over there and check it out, it's a 3D photo. That particular tree really pops with the 3D technology. Highly suggest you check that out. It's Kingdom Report Live on Facebook. And then, of course, down at the courthouse in front of Radiator Springs Racers, you have the hubcap tree. I mean, it's shinier than shiny, that's for sure. And then, of course, the air filter and muffler wreaths that adorn the courthouse are pretty spectacular, too. Just the creativity that goes into each individual sort of neighborhood and storefront in this area. Now, that is something to appreciate. That is Disney magic to the nth degree. When you're over at Flo's V8 Cafe, I mean, I can't think of a greater gift if I'm a car than motor oil, right? So they've got a motor oil tree in front of Flo's V8. And don't miss the Santa Clutch, a movie coming to theaters near you. Those posters are hysterical all throughout Cars Land that lampoon the different films, especially the ones that Disney has produced. And then you head on over to the Hollywood backlot area, the Hollywood Land section of the park, and you see this sort of classic Christmas motif decorating this land and making things look a little extra special this time of year. Now, here in the Hollywood backlot section itself, I mean, the only real decoration is what you see here, and that's the Hollywood Studios arch, wreath, and garland. That's about it. But there's one more, and that's if you go inside Monsters Incorporated, Mike and Sully to the rescue, you might see one more decoration.
How are you humans doing today? Excellent! Would you scream for me? Fine. Don't help us.
Nothing says Christmas cheer quite like Roz, that's for darn sure. We head on over to Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, a hotel that when we come around to the Christmas months, really shines. I mean, if you wanted to build a hotel specifically for Christmas, I think this might be the one. This and the Wilderness Lodge out at Walt Disney World are both hotels that might compete for the best sort of Christmas resorts because they look spectacular with Christmas lights, wreaths, garland, trees. We take a look down from one of the top floors down to the lobby area, and we see the giant gingerbread hotel that was being constructed as I made my way through. There were some pastry chefs down there, and they were making sure that everything got the icing that it deserved. Also in the top corner you saw there that they had a special table set up where you could buy some of that gingerbread as well as some other cookies and treats to enjoy while milling about the lobby and just really enjoying the scenery. This is one of the greatest places to hang out this time of year. And something you can always look forward to in the early afternoons is meeting with these pastry chefs as they come in to do their daily touch-ups, because this sucker deserves it. I mean, look how big it is. It has to be maintained. And don't forget that throughout the season, carolers also make their way through the lobby here at the Grand Californian. So lots of things to look forward to in this picturesque lobby, including all the generous amounts of selfies you can take, because everywhere you turn, there's a new angle and a new way to capture Christmas magic, whether it be on your phone or device, just to make sure that you walk away with a memory you'll be really proud of. I mean, look at this tree. Every year you walk in and it's just captivating. Santa meets here also in the evenings, so keep that in mind if you have a little one that wants to meet Santa, or if you're a kid at heart yourself and you know you got to meet Santa, this is a great place to do it. This might be the most popular of all the hotel locations, so keep that in mind. The lines do get very long here to meet Santa because he's kind of dead center in front of everybody in the lobby. And then just take a break in front of the fire because, like I said, no greater hotel this time of year than the Grand to enjoy Christmas. We walk across the street to the Paradise Pier Hotel, but before we make our way inside, wanted to point out that a new walkway's opened up right alongside the Simba parking lot and the downtown Disney parking lot. It's the main parking lot now. But we're going to walk on down this sidewalk and head in to Paradise Pier Hotel, where we are greeted by mermaid gifts and surfboards and probably one of the coolest Christmas trees you'll ever come across. Theme, of course, too. The ocean, the beachfront, right? Paradise Pier is what it's all about. So you come into this hotel and you're immediately captivated by the coral and all the, again, very creative decorations when it comes to each unique tree, including, look at that. Look at that starfish. Yeah, right at the top. This hotel really is underrated. I highly suggest you walk on over and take a look at the tree in the lobby and then head on down the hallway to the back of the hotel. And you'll see another tree just off the main staircase that goes up to the second floor. And you'll see another tree that is also just as adorable. Not nearly as grand, but still very pretty. And then I decided I'm heading on over to the Disneyland Hotel, the happiest hotel on earth, where their theme this year for the season is Happy Holidays from the Disneyland Hotel with Small World. Look at that. So you head on into the Fantasy Tower. That's their main lobby tower. And you take a look at their Christmas trees. They have multiple Christmas trees this year all throughout the lobby. Their ceiling is rather low, so they can't do a grand, massive tree like the other hotels can. So they have several, and they're all sort of this retro style. If you go into each tower, they each have a tree that's dedicated to that theme. So this is the Frontier Tower. Walked in there, everything in here is, well, frontierish. Yep, all Western themed. So I'd suggest you get up close and personal with these trees just to take a look at each individual ornament, as they really do convey the style and theming of the tower. In front of the very popular Trader Sam's, this beautiful fireplace seating area is also well decorated for the season. A great place to hang out during the day. At night, it's completely swamped. And then if you walk on into the Adventure Tower, you're going to see an Adventureland tree. Yeah, themed to everything Adventureland. The tiki idols there, and then all the various sort of nods to the Jungle Cruise are also on this tree. You got your Polynesian references for the tiki room itself. There's some Indiana Jones hidden stuff in here, and of course the safari hat. But don't forget, you got the elephant tree topper. I thought that was so cool. Definitely worth dropping into all of these towers to see these individual trees. And if you want to meet Santa at the Disneyland Hotel, you can do that here as well. He's just off the main lobby in the Fantasyland Tower, and this is his set. Yep, his retro set. By the way, side note, very funny side note, I happened to choose that green chair for him many years ago when I was working as a leader within the entertainment and imaging division. My lasting legacy lives on, and it's proof right there. We head back into Disneyland Park, the place that really becomes spectacular during Christmas time. And I figured if we're going to connect you to more of what makes you happy, well, let's do that. Christmas time is here. The magic has arrived. We should experience it together, my friends. So let's go deeper into the park so you can see it for yourself.
Look at the sky! Do you think it could snow?
Well, you never know.
Oh, I wish it would snow!
Well, anything's possible. But you know, for your wishes to come true, you have to believe. Do you believe?
Oh, yes! I believe with all of my heart.
Then keep that wish. Hold it close, and it will come true.
I am. I think I am. When will it happen?
We'll see. It won't be long now. yet to come.
Thank you for joining me for a day at the Disneyland Resort during the holidays. If you like what you saw here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications for new content every Tuesday, Thursday, and of course our live show every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. For the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath. Merry Christmas, everybody.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.